Welcome back to the Hartbeat Podcast. I'm Jay McGee. I'm with my co-host Zane, and today we're going to be talking to the president of Student Council here at Hartfield, Jonas.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So, a lot of people, when they hear Student Council president, they think that you're the head of a lot of student affairs, but they're not really sure what that is. Can you walk us through your responsibilities?
Okay. We could talk about like hours. You being a part of Student Council, you deal with it too. You're with me the whole time, side by side. We deal with a lot of anything that has student affairs. So, future dances, anything that has to do with money around the school, we do a lot with. Student life, like little things that have to do with quality of school. Any event, literally any event we're over, besides other organizations that run those events.
Yeah. When you first got into Student Council president, after we did the speeches and all that, is it different than what you expected walking in?
Yeah, it definitely is. Whenever I first started Student Council, I was in 9th grade. So it was a little bit different. I didn't have to talk to the big up dogs. But now I have to talk to the people that are over all of us, like Mr. DeLauder, Mr. Horner. I have to talk to them about every decision we make. Yeah.
Is it scary to talk to those higher up faculty?
Yeah, it's a little intimidating sometimes. It's a little intimidating. You know, they have such a big reign over you. But 5 seconds of confidence is all it takes.
Right. Is it hard to schedule? I got a question because I'm not in student council. Is it hard to schedule the meetings?
It can be. Mr. DeLauder's a very busy man.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's got a lot going on. Same thing with Mr. Horner. A lot of times what I'll do is I will actually get Coach Ingram, which is, our boss basically, to schedule a meeting for us. So it gives us time to go talk to him rather than me trying to find him when he can just text him.
Gotcha.
So I know I'm in student council, but for anybody that's not in student council, can you run us through what a typical meeting looks like?
Usually during the summer, we have our fuse during the summer, probably about 5, 6, 7 during the summer. And, those typically are like the beginning. Everybody's a little nervous. Nobody knows everybody yet. And then we start moving into the school year and we start moving into the student life office. And that's when we see the teachers are in there with us. Everybody's sitting around and we basically are just debating on whether or not on what things to do. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Because going into a couple of different things that we've done, like homecoming at the beginning of this year.
Right.
Because we did start talking about that in the summer. Can you walk us through how long of a process that was?
Well, I even started thinking about it last year. As soon as, we had done our races or whatever, I was already bringing up ideas to Coach Ingram and Mr. Rowe and Mr. Horner and Mr. DeLauder. I was already talking to all of them about it. So, I guess last year, we've really thought about all of this ever since then. But yeah, everybody on student council has like a say in what's going on. So it's not just me, it's everybody together in unison.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy because from a student, you don't get to see all of the work that people get to put in with the student council.
Yeah.
Especially with homecoming, especially with all the upcoming stuff that y'all been planning on for this upcoming spring.
Yeah, it's a lot behind the scenes. A lot behind the scenes, yeah.
That's right.
So when going through this, because I didn't get to sit there, even though I'm part of the executive, I didn't get to sit and talk to DeLauder or Warner about some of these issues. Can you walk us through kind of that process to get some things approved, how you get to talk to some students and bring ideas to where they can go to fruition?
100%. So we take the big ideas and the little ideas and we try to incorporate them because, you're not going to have everybody happy. No matter what you do, nobody's going to be fully happy. There's always going to be somebody trying to be different or somebody has an opinion that nobody else likes. There's no possible way to make everybody happy. So what we do is we take everybody's opinion and we combine them. And what I do is I'll walk into that office in there and I'm like, hey, Mr. DeLauder, I'm going to work with you on this. You work with me. We can get this done. If he doesn't like it, he tells me no. And we move on. If he does like it, Usually he wants to tinker with it a little bit. So he pushes what we wanted. Because he's over all of us, I have to be acceptant of it. So what he's doing, though, is he's not trying to go against us. He's trying to benefit the school as much as he possibly can.
Yeah.
So you make like a compromise for both students and for
Exactly.
faculty. Okay.
Exactly. Like facial hair at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
No more facial hair. I mean, that got thrown out the window.
Yeah.
But after that got thrown out the window, it was like, do we have facial hair, or what do we get out of that?
Yeah.
So that's how we have an extra senior off-campus lunch now. It's because we traded.
Try to balance a couple things. 'Cause
Exactly.
I remember we were also talking about phone policy and all that.
Exactly.
I'm glad really nothing much changed there, because a lot of schools, they'll have it to where nobody's allowed to have it.
Yeah. No, I
But-
completely agree. I mean, that was a tough meeting.
It was a really tough
That was
meeting.
a tough meeting. Yeah.
But again, it's interesting sitting and talking and trying to get some of those big decisions made. Speaking of big decisions, talking about homecoming, what was the most stressful part of trying to get it set up for you?
Probably being in agreement with everybody on everything. That was tough. There's always, like I said, there's always somebody that's got to be different, always somebody that's got something to say. And then getting things approved also, that's usually pretty difficult. This year it was pretty smooth sailing. Oh my gosh.
No.
But, I mean, it's always going to be like that, no matter who's, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to be different, but it's the typical. But that was the most difficult, yeah.
Did anything almost go wrong during this homecoming, like for planning wise or your executive?
Not really, but the biggest change was switching homecoming over there to the Ivy. That was the big change. I actually personally didn't change that. That was on staff. Staff had already decided. I didn't have a say in it. So
Interesting.
I really enjoyed it because I remember I think we were talking about it before the year started that we didn't want it in the theater.
yeah,
I'm glad that we changed it. I
Yeah.
thought that was the first homecoming I stayed the full 2 hours.
yeah.
It was really enjoyable.
I also enjoyed the Ivy. I think it was a good change. I think it was a need.
Yeah.
It was super hot in
It's
there.
always crowded in the
Yeah.
theater as
Sweaty.
well.
It's sweaty. Yeah.
So overall for homecoming, what was your favorite part as president?
Probably seeing it all come together. I mean, that's going to be your typical answer for everybody. I mean, planning it all out, doing all of it. Me, you, Hayden, everybody on executive council, everybody that's on, normal council too. I mean, we all watched it all come together. I mean, it's
It was like a proud moment.
yeah. I mean, it's actually happening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited for charity ball to see what happens there too.
Yeah, speaking on charity ball, not a lot of people know about it, but we've been working on it since last year in like April.
Yeah.
Because me and you, we were talking before we even did our presentations in the theater
Mhm.
about wanting a winter dance. The difficult part about it being for the past 5 years, people have been asking for it, and it's been a strict no every time.
Every single time. Yeah.
Can you walk us through how we managed to get to where we are now and actually having that winter dance?
Well, it started off, like I said, me and you, Hayden. I mean, there were other people out there too. The main three that were really pushing it were me, you, and Hayden. Ben was there helping too. There were a few girls, but the big thing is not making it about us. So that was like the main thing that they didn't want. Mr. DeWater didn't want it about us. Same with Mr. Horner. They were like, we don't want another dance like all these other schools.
Right.
Like, Prep and JA and all them, they have the winter dance. It's just another homecoming, but it's winter themed. Well, Coach Ingram, one day we were all sitting in a thing, and he was like, yeah, I think y'all really could get this done if you made it about somebody else. So rather than us, so, like charity or anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's when it started, and everybody was like, yeah, I like this idea. I mean, we can get another dance, but it's not going to be centered around us. It's going to be centered around basketball because it's during basketball season in the winter. But instead of all the money going to us, it's going to the mustard seed, which not only makes us look better, but it benefits the community. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember talking and how this can move on going forward. I remember them talking about executive council in the future gets to decide the beneficiary. How do you see the dance moving on in the future?
Yeah. Typically, I think it's going to stay the same with the same organization because the area we're in, we have a lot of organizations, but a lot of organizations don't fit into this category because, the mustard seeds fits perfectly because not only can we bring them and incorporate them into it, but it makes us, it makes the school look better because, we're presenting them as a prize rather than just, just money.
Yeah.
And we've been very, very good friends with the mustard seed for multiple years. So
Yeah,
kind of makes sense for us to do it for them first.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to have all of the things that we're doing for mustard seed. Well, before we talk specifics, what were some of the challenges getting this thing approved?
The typical first reaction every single time was immediately look at me like I'm a crazy person because ever since it's been 4 or 5 years that they've asked for a winter formal every single year. Well, it's been shot down because every single time, like I said, it's been about us. It hasn't been about other people. It's just benefiting the students. It's not benefiting the teachers. It's not benefiting anybody. It's just benefiting us because, we want another dance, but the teachers don't want to deal with dress approval. They don't want to deal with money. They don't want to deal with their time. They don't want to ruin the school schedule. I get it. I get it. Well, it keeps going and it keeps going. And eventually, everybody's like, okay, I kind of like this idea. It's benefiting, I said the word a lot. It's benefiting the mustard seed and it's making us look better. So, it's just a big combined, one
win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Moving into the specifics, for people who don't know too much about it, I know there's been an Instagram post on the Student Council Instagram.
Yeah.
But for the people who don't follow it, can you walk us through what's going to make this dance different from previous ones?
So typically your dance is everybody dresses in really nice clothes. You've got your guys that wear the black on black, me being one of them. And then you got your guys wearing, the whole tux. And you got your guys wearing no shirt and pants. Well, this one's going to be different because this is going to be a sneaker ball. So rather than a winter formal is what everybody wants to call it, it's a charity ball or a charity formal rather. Because we didn't want this dance being seen as another homecoming or another prom. We wanted it being seen as like, a student-led dance, I guess, in a way. But, we could turn it into, you could dress up in homecoming theme. But we wanted it to be centered around other people rather than us. So dressing in fancy clothes and bringing giant signs, asking people to homecoming and all that. It's typically not what, for a sneaker ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't like, dressing the nicest clothes you got. It's, tennis, what are they called? Like tennis dresses, short dresses.
Yeah.
And then, the guys are wearing nice sneakers, nice pants, button up shirt. Nothing too crazy.
Okay. I like how it's more of a focus towards charity than kind of pushing it for ourselves. Going off of, dances, there's a couple of other events that we do here at the school, like Hartfield Family Christmas. That was
It's a big one.
sooner. Then we got Heart and Soul, which was before that. How much work did Student Council have to put into running those events?
Typically, student council, what they try to do is they try to find people to work them rather than, doing the whole thing. We help set up, but the moms at Hartfield are the big ones because they're funding it, they're buying everything for it. They're pushing it out there, they're advertising it. Well, student council helps find people. We help set up. We're basically incorporated with the moms.
Okay.
So rather than just us, because there's no way student council could do that by themselves. So, it's a big group of everybody pushing it together rather than just us.
It's been impressive to see, everyone working together, trying to put on these events. Because this is the first year I've gone to a Heart and Soul. And I volunteered for the full 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's aimed more towards the younger kids, but I still feel like if you're a high schooler, it'd still be fun just to mess around.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Riding the bull that they have every year.
Yeah.
There's the bungee jumping.
There's
giant rock wall.
Yeah. There's stuff for kids, but there's stuff for high schoolers too. And I get it, not wanting to go just because you're a high schooler, or I get it because, you think you're too cool. Look, man, there's stuff for everybody there, but I get it. I get it.
A lot of food trucks as well.
A lot of food
Again,
trucks.
I'm not the
Yeah.
most social person, so I don't normally go to all these events. I've been trying to hit all of them senior year,
Yeah.
but it's been a lot of fun to see how much stuff we do that not a lot of people notice.
Yeah.
Speaking on that, Hartfield Family Christmas, which was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
How much work did y'all put into that, and how do you think it went?
Typically, Hartfield Family Christmas is seen as like this big, Hartfield's, I mean, it's in the name, it's Hartfield Christmas. We didn't put as much into it as, they typically do. They kind of have it already all down to a T. They've done it so many years in a row. But helping set up, like I said, doing videos, advertising, I mean, we were there for that. But typically, they're in there, they're helping, but they've got it down to a T. They've got enough people out there now that, they don't really have to have a whole lot.
So we've discussed a lot of events, being the charity ball, being the Hartfield Heart and Soul,
Right.
and Hartfield Family Christmas. So what are all of these events represent for Hartfield values?
Well, it's about other people. It's not about making Hartfield look good or making the students look good. It's about making everybody, as one. So benefiting everybody rather than just making the school, like I said, look good. I mean, we could go have another charity ball like every other school,
Mhm.
but I mean, that doesn't make Hartfield look good. It just makes us look like the rest of them.
Yeah.
Pretty simple answer, quick and simple answer.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Before we start wrapping up, because I know you do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that not a lot, because people could assume that, again, you're behind homecoming and charity ball and all these other events. Is there like small things that you do that nobody else notices as being president?
There are a ton of things. A lot of stuff before it gets sent to the office gets sent through me. So they text me and they're like, "Is this a good idea?" Or what would the students feel like about this? Or what would the honchos feel about this? Or y'all think this would be fun for like a pep rally or whatever? It's little things.
So you get the yes and no before you have to send it to
Basically.
staff
Yeah.
in order for it to be
Exactly.
completed.
Like Miss Stroh's a big one. Miss Stroh sends me a lot of little things. It's typically Miss Stroh. I've gotten a few from Coach Ingram. But I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Once a week.
Once a week.
Once a week.
How does that pressure feel on you though, with pretty much kind of the decision of everybody in the school just weighing on your shoulders?
It's really not that bad. I'm going to be honest. It's
that's-
typically pretty easy. I either think about myself. Of course, everybody thinks about themselves, how this is going to benefit themselves.
Right.
Well, I think about that, and I think about how this can benefit the students. So the way that I say it, I think about it for myself. I think about myself as, like one singular student at the school. So place myself in the student's shoes rather than, me being the president or, I'm better than everybody else because I'm the president. I try to set myself in my own little category away from everybody else, as if I haven't said anything to anybody all year and I'm friends with nobody. How does this make me feel? And typically I can answer 99% of the questions with that. Like, what should we do for the pep rally? How can we include, do we turn the lights off during the pep rally?
Yeah.
So me being, putting myself in the shoes of somebody that, me being, quieter on the corner, not really wanting to say anything. How does that make me feel? And with the lights off the pep rally, I mean, it adds a little bit more anticipation, a little bit more fun to it. So, setting yourself in two different shoes rather than just yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I love that priority.
Yeah.
I think that
makes everyone feel included.
Exactly. That's my goal. It's my goal.
It's a really good mindset to have. Going into the future, is there any decisions you see on making some big things going into events after charity ball?
After charity ball, we've got prom. Prom is, the big one everybody's everybody's anticipating prom. It's like the last final senior year dance. All the seniors are feeling like that. The upcoming, the juniors are, they're usually pretty nervous for prom because it's another dance. It's another chance to be around people. But other than that, I'm not really, I guess I'm not really looking for anything past prom. I'm sure we got little events, but
There's two more that I know, which is Hartfield's Got Talent,
right.
And they separated out away from homecoming, but they're going to make it a special event, which is the faculty senior basketball.
Ooh, I got some big news for that.
All right. Is there anything that you can share before you can share to anyone else?
Yes. Okay, so the basketball is going to be January 8th, 7th, 8th, 9th, maybe.
Oh, so it's going to be right before charity ball.
It is.
Okay, that's going to be a big week.
So, we've got the students, the honchos, are separated into refs, announcers, what else? Coaches.
Okay.
I'll be a coach. Caden will be a coach. We've got Coleman Williams out there being an announcer.
Okay.
We've got Hayden being an announcer. We've got all kinds of people. But instead of rather than this being just about seniors and faculty, it's going to be about everybody. So we're trying to include juniors, sophomores, freshmen. We're trying to get everybody down there and playing basketball rather than. And the big thing about this faculty basketball game is this is money going towards missions.
Okay.
So, you give your $1 to get into the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's $1 to however much you want to add on top of missions to help other people out. So let's say you want to give $100 to get into the game. You can give $100, but it's not going to Hartfield. It's going towards missions.
Okay.
Halftime or every quarter that rolls around, if you give $2, you get to be in a raffle, and they raffle out a name, and I think it's $500 or $1,000 towards your mission trip. Okay. Well, that's not it. We got more coming.
Okay.
I think it's $5. You get $5 to be able to play knockout at halftime. Winner of that at halftime gets $1,000, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of money being pushed towards missions at this point.
That's good.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of any of this, but I think this is really interesting.
Yeah.
Because this might be controversial, but I like basketball a lot more than I like football. So it's interesting to see a lot of these things, the second stuff. Because I think the third week is like the third 9 weeks is kind of the just longest section of school. Once the fourth 9 weeks comes, it's pretty much
over with.
Yeah. But that third 9 weeks, as some people like to call it, the grudge.
Right.
So I like how we're adding so much stuff that's in there. What's been your role been adding some of these things to make it more fun for students that third 9 weeks?
Prom. That's the big one. Everybody's looking forward to it. Everybody says after prom, though, you don't have a lot. The typical is the senioritis is whatever Mr. Summerall says. It's Mr. Summerall's. Nobody wants to do it, but we've got things upcoming after that. We've got the Students Got Talent and Hartfield's Got Talent, and I feel like some seniors will participate in that this year, which makes everybody, everybody wants to watch somebody act like stupid up on the stage. So
yeah.
Last year was really fun because there was a lot of things that I wasn't expecting people to know.
Yeah.
The band who won is actually playing at the charity ball.
Right.
I was so surprised because I was running the live stream for it. And you hear Cult of Personality playing while I'm walking out of the building to go grab a camera. I'm like, are we playing that on the speakers? It is really good. I'm really excited for that.
Good.
But is there anything else you want to talk about before we move on to the next section?
I think that'll wrap it up.
I have a question though for prom.
Hit me with it.
You got any inside information that I could know about that you're probably gonna try to add for prom, or
I've been talking about it a little bit, but we've been so focused on the charity ball.
Right. That's good.
It's all just kind of running over everybody. It's kind of running together. But prom's gonna be typical this year. It's gonna be your normal, and then obviously everybody's gonna have the after party at Party Safari, probably.
Right.
Probably.
Unless that changes, unless somebody has a better idea. But I think it's going to be typical this year because we've focused so much on charity ball.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move into Zane's hot takes.
Yeah.
So that's been a tradition.
All right, here we
the
go.
Past couple.
These are some fire ones.
Good. Good. Hit me with it, Zane.
What is one word to describe Hartfield, or one or a few words that you would describe Hartfield as of now before we leave?
That's hard to say. Connected.
Connected.
I feel like, the students are all as one rather than, separated.
Right.
Everybody has their own little cliques, their own little groups. But we're all connected through somebody in those groups. So everybody, you could say that, we're all in separate groups. Like I said, separate groups. But as a total, everybody's typically friends with everybody. I mean, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
You can walk through the halls and know everybody's name.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I would say connected. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's still, I was at a smaller school, and it was, I think in my whole 9th through 12th was like 200 people.
Right.
But that's going to be probably around 400.
Yeah.
And we could still know everybody and still
Exactly.
have enough room to where we can still have kind of the sections where we're interested in something, but you don't feel like everyone's interested in one thing, so you're just like here by yourself.
Yeah.
So I really like that. Because we do this pretty much unintentionally every time we run through this. Since you're student council president, talking about student section.
Okay.
I've done this every single time going so far.
I love it.
What have you seen from them, especially from the honcho side?
So as being a honcho, as being part of the student section, as being president, I'm kind of connected in all three. I absolutely love it. Couldn't ask for a better student section. Shout out our honcho, head honcho. It's like a rage out there. I mean,
Yeah.
Everybody's excited to be there. We're making it about Hartfield. We got sent to the office for being too crazy. Actually, as a matter of fact,
Really?
we
I
did.
have not heard this.
I haven't heard this either.
Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but getting called in there for being too rowdy. They were saying that people on Facebook are sending text messages to the faculty about us being disgraceful or doing things that we shouldn't. They were actually talking about whenever the student section split, one went to the other side and one stood in the mezzanine.
I remember
Yes.
that game. That
Yeah.
actually was my favorite.
I don't know how that was disrespectful. If we're doing garnet gold from each side, I thought that was the coolest moment that we've done so far, because
Yeah.
we're up there in the mezzanine doing live stream production, and we've got ourselves an audience up there.
We do.
You teachers right there.
But again, we were up there listening to them, and we were not expecting just out of this year to hear student section up there.
Right.
I thought that was really neat.
Yeah. Everybody's got something to say about Hartfield this year, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
One thing that they can't say is bad that's lacking is the student section.
Yeah.
So
The growth from last year to this year has been insane.
it had
Every single game that I've been
the
to,
pop outs are insane. Yeah.
people have been there.
I've enjoyed seeing it. Like, I was watching the prep basketball live stream, and y'all were already filling up that section
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to see how much y'all have done.
Right.
Speaking of, we're going to try to get all of y'all in one of these episodes sooner or later. I think that's going to be going into next semester.
We will. Yeah.
But that'll be really fun to try to get everyone's perspective on that.
I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. But that's going to wrap up the third and final recap episode of the first couple things we're doing. We've done football, we've done basketball, and now we've done student life. So that's going to be all for today. If you're listening on Spotify, if you watch through all the way through here, you can give us 5 stars on there. We're going to try to do Apple. Not sure if I can do that quite yet. We've got YouTube up and then clips on Instagram as well. It's been fun. Thank you, Jonas, for meeting us after an
Anytime.
exam.
Yeah.
But with all that wrapped up, I screwed up the outro. It's fine. We're going to keep this in. On behalf of me, on behalf of Zane, on behalf of Student Council President Jonas May, it's been an honor doing this podcast. And as always, go Hawks.